this whole look is gonna revolve around a red lip. This is from Ilia. It's called Blue Note, and it is a true bright blue-based red. It looks a little pinker in this light, but it's gorgeous. And so I wanted to build a whole look around it. So this is going to be a shimmery, we're gonna do a very shimmery look with like dewy skin, very bronzed to counterbalance this brightness of this red. And like a yummy chocolatey brown eye. Skin is moisturized, primed, all that good stuff. Go in with the old trusty eyelash curler. As a reminder, this is the eyelash curler from Surat. It is, in my opinion, the best. If you have eyes similar to mine, my eyes are a little hooded, so sometimes they get stuck. I'm still a little surprised about how much I like this. So this is one that I saw on TikTok. And when people were throwing it on and suddenly they looked like amazing, I was like, no, this is obviously paid, blah, 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 not interested. It's like really good. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Tint in shade 2. And what I'm seeing all over TikTok is people throwing it on like this, blending it with their fingers, and then just looking incredible. It does not offer a ton of coverage. Like, actually I've got stuff on this hand. And it looks like a shimmer stick. It's like, what? How's this foundation? But you blend that out and I mean, what? I mean, it is very shimmery. It's not shimmery, it's glowy. It looks awesome. Now, if you needed a little more coverage, what I would suggest is doing like a matte foundation first, like a liquid foundation, something that's gonna dry down. Put that on first, get your coverage, and then put this on top. You may even want to do a little very light dusting of powder just to create some separation between the layers. But this is, now this, if you do have some texture that you're not happy about, scarring, things like that, any product like this, anything with shimmer in it like this isn't a shimmer because it's not, it's like glow, is obviously going to amplify that. Got the Milk Makeup Sunshine Under Eye Tint. This, I don't know what shade this is. It's going to be one of the lighter shades. I don't love this applicator so much, this roller ball thing. I mean, I think one good side effect of it is that you end up using a lot less product. It's a little gimmicky for me, but the product itself is pretty good. So during the holidays, I was traveling, I was drinking more alcohol than I normally do, more sugar, more carbs, all of it, you know, more emotional stress, more drama, family time, all of it. So I think I am still recovering a little bit. I look tired, more tired than I normally do. And I've been, I mean, it is not as full coverage as, say, like a Shape Tape. But for a look like this, where you want something a little fresher, a little glowier, it's pretty good. And I barely used any product. Again, the makeup, I haven't found one that I like better than this. We're just gonna go in the natural contours of the face. This is their Sculpt Stick in Toasted. And this is the B02 brush from them. Reefer, I don't know how to say it. Pushing back towards the hairline, and then as I get more product on the brush, bringing it forward to there. All right, next we're gonna do the Milk Makeup Bionic Bronzer. This is in Time Travel. This is a foundation brush from Sephora, their collection. These brushes are great. They're Sephora collection brushes. I've had this for a long time. It's just a really good brush. Did have my eyebrows microbladed years ago now. It would have been like coming up on 4 years. It's definitely faded. You know, and the tone changes. It goes from like that brown to, it can fade to red, it can fade to a little bit of a gray shade. It's time to do it again. The reason I haven't, one, it's just not a priority. And two, I felt like she gave me really straight brows, and I've been enjoying being able to have a little bit of an arch again. I mean, it was like straight across, and I don't want that to happen again. I'm just a little gun shy and hesitant. And you know, after you do it, it does fade, obviously, but that fresh tattoo is like so dark. You end up having like Groucho Marx eyebrows for a little bit. I just don't want it to go through that again. It's not in a place where I need to do it. It's just not a priority. So I filled in the gaps. I did a little bit up front, but I'm not doing like super dark, super solid brows right now. If anything, God, I would love to go. I know people are gonna be like, ugh, but I love the 90s brows. I do. I love those skinny, almost like 1920s flapper brows. They're just pencil thin and judging you. You know, they're just like judgy brows. We're gonna go in with a little more bronzer. We're gonna oomph this up even more with the bronzy glowiness. So this is the Ilia, and we're doing all of our creams first, right? Then we'll do the powders. So this is the new Ilia cream bronzer. It's very shimmery, very gold, got a little mirror in there, in the shade Eclipse. This is the Smith brush number 151. Gorgeous. It's a lot. It's a lot, but it's gonna look really good when we're done with this. We're gonna do a bold raspberry-ish blush that's a similar tone and like tonal shade as the lip. This is from Semi Haze. Huge container. I kind of wish their packaging wasn't so enormous. It doesn't need to be this big. Mine broke, but I still love it. This is in the shade Red Moon, which is one of their darkest shades. It almost looks a little terracotta, but this is very, very dark. And really, I only use the cream blush side, but it is one of my all-time favorite. I just love this shade. I don't use very much. I mean, you know, I'm barely getting any on the brush. It's very pigmented. You don't need a ton. And just a tap. For the eyes, I'm going to be predominantly using a color that is not on the market anymore. This is from Beverly. They briefly had a makeup line, and it is such a pretty chocolate. It is such a pretty chocolate brown. It's in the shade Midnight Brown number 21. Super pigmented, really shimmery formula. I don't have an exact dupe, but you could figure it out with something from this palette. This is the Natasha Denona Glam palette. So this shade right here, I use more than any other color. It's called Crease. Just throwing a little bit of that on the Smith brush number 256 and not being delicate about it. I just tapped it once. Okay, before we go on to darker shades, I'm gonna take, this brush is like 30 years old. It's from Sephora, or from Stila back when they were in their heyday. It's just a really tiny, natural hair brush. I love it. I use it under my eyes every day. So taking that same crease color and running it the length of my lash line a little bit under to create just a little bit of a shadow, and then running my finger over. Okay, taking that same 256 brush, it's a little bit pointed, so it's gonna work for our purposes. Just taking the tiniest amount and starting on the outer corner and following my brow bone right here. So my crease is right there. I'm gonna go just slightly above it because I've got a little bit of a heavy brow right there. So I wanna If you think about the way that our eyes work in light, anything that's dark, so anything that has an eyeshadow on it, is going to recede. Anything that's bright goes forward. So this puffiness right here is coming forward. I want it to go back. I want to get a little more definition there. So that's where I'm gonna put the shadow. And then bring it forward and just blend it really. Bring it to the outer corner. And then taking a little bit more on that tiny detail brush and basically connecting the dots between the outer corner of my under and the edge of where I brought the eyeshadow out on the corner. This brush is so good. It's just so soft. And this eyeshadow, this is why I've held on to this for so long. I am not using very much, and it is so pigmented and so finely milled. Like, it's blending as I bring it along. Like, it's just lovely. This is another discontinued product, but it's the same as Anastasia has a version of this. Their Eye Pro pencil. Basically just a very tacky, dry product to give you a little bit of definition under your brow. I like it so much better than like a light eyeshadow. We're gonna go in with our finger and just do a little bit of shimmer right on the first third. I'm going to use this color right here. It's called Light Corner. And I'm gonna use my ring finger. Tap a little on, blend it with my pinky at the same time. Can do, people do, like, they would take this detail brush and do a little right here. You can. I just think it's a little distracting. Like, it sticks out to me more than the top lid, and I don't know if it necessarily balances. It's personal preference, right? So we're gonna do eyeliner. This is oldie but goodie. I love this. This is one of my holy grail items. The Maybelline Hyper Easy eyeliner in Try again. Okay, for mascara, we're gonna do a new one that I've discovered that I've been playing around with that I like. It is not a tubing mascara, which is a departure for me. This is a Korean brand called Clio. Kill Lash is the product. Clio Kill Lash. This is the super proof mascara. Type is called long curling, but it's all in black. They have two different kinds that I found on eBay. The long curling and the sharp curling. I don't know if either one of them really curl my lashes in a way. Like, I still curl them, but the long curling one is definitely waterproof, definitely long lasting. It does not flake, it does not smudge. Has a tiny little detail brush. This stuff stays on. And it gave pretty good definition, separation, length. Into these little brushes because you can really get in the corner. This one's always tricky. I've got a few lashes that grow really wonky, like cross over the other one. They're just difficult. The Rebel eyelashes. Going in with a little bit of my custom setting powder. I just did a video on this. It's subtle, but it makes all the difference. It's also going to tamp down some of that that glowiness, right? Because you want to be shimmery and glowy, but you don't want to look greasy. I've not used this before, so I mean, it goes on super smooth. I mean, tell me that's not gorgeous. It's like, the other good thing about blue base reds is they make your teeth look whiter. So while I love the orange-based reds, and somehow I can get away with doing either one with my skin tone, they do make your teeth look yellow. I'm just gonna brush away the excess of the powder. And then final step, we'll go in with a little bit of an eyebrow fixative from Anastasia. This is the Brow Freeze. I'll just throw a little bit on with the eyebrow brush and then go through with the Smith eyebrow brush and brush it through. God, I love this. This brush more than anything. Okay. Ta-da! Okay. This is the Glowy Skin Chocolate Shimmer. I think the extra bronzer and the glowiness really work with the red lip. And it's festive without being like obnoxious.